What's going on, guys? It's Tom or Thompson Wrestling, and welcome back to another video. Kazuchika Okada is considered to be the best wrestler in the world by many people, thanks in part to probably the last 5 or 6 years of his career, specifically his matches with Kenny Omega. But a few years before this, New Japan thought they would help raise his stock by sending him to a company in America that they were working with, that of course being TNA. Today we're going to talk about the absolute bust that was Okada's TNA run. Before we get into it though, only a small percentage of you watching these videos are subscribed, so if you do enjoy this video, hit the subscribe button. It's free and you can always unsubscribe. Anyways, on to the video.
Greetings and salutations, this is Almighty Christopher Daniels, sometimes known as the Fallen Angel, but always known as the greatest wrestler in the world, your mom's favorite wrestler, your dad's favorite wrestler, the world's favorite wrestler. I'm also a paragon of virtue, an inspiration to children everywhere, and the man with the rear that makes the girls cheer. And while you're watching me, I'm telling you, you're also watching Top 10 Wrestling, so congratulations.
Okada debuted for TNA by wrestling dark matches. On the February 16, 2010 Impact tapings, he lost to Alex Shelley. Then at the March 9th tapings, he lost to Jay Lethal in a dark match. I cannot believe he faced these people in dark matches. How good would those matches be if they happened today? Oh my god. He would have one more dark match on March 23rd, losing to Daniels until he made his TV debut on Explosion. This is not a good start. On the April 6th Explosion, Okada, yes, just Okada, he's just called Okada in TNA, teamed with Homicide to take on Generation Me, aka the Young Bucks. Let's have a look at this match. So Okada and Jeremy Buck start off the match, and Jeremy takes him down with an awesome arm drag, and Okada tags out to Homicide. Generation Me hits some double team moves on Homicide, but Homicide turns it around and gets Okada back in, as the commentary praise him and acknowledge that he's from New Japan. I mean, this is the first televised match, and they've made barely any mention of who Okada actually is and their New Japan partnership. Nothing. Okada and Homicide take control over Jeremy, but he's able to make the hot tag to Max. Max nearly gets a pin on Okada, but Homicide breaks it up, goes to the Gringo Killer, but Max saves the pin, and GME get the win after Max pins Okada with a super kick 450 moonsault combo. This was, even though Okada lost, a good little match, a good way to start his TNA career. Yeah, pretty good stuff, I can't lie. Hopefully there's more like this. Touch wood. It was this same week that Okada began wrestling on live events, and he was now a proper fixture of the TNA roster. His next TV match would too be on Explosion. On the May 4th, 2010 Explosion, he teamed with Homicide once again to face my least favourite tag team ever, Inc. I cannot believe that this is a match on Okada's resume. This match was obviously a lot slower than the Generation Me match. Also worth noting that since he's teamed with Homicide, I guess Okada is a heel, I guess, since he's with Homicide. It was a very nothing match. Towards the end, Okada nearly botches going over the top rope, and Jesse Neal pins Homicide with the spear. Okada is now 0-2, but hey, at least he wasn't pinned this time round, I guess. Next match, May 17th Explosion, his first one-on-one match against X Division champion Doug Williams. This is literally a pay-per-view quality match. It could be a title match for the X Division title. Either way, it's a pretty decent match for as short as it was. They both have contrasting styles and both do well. It's a good back and forth match, but Okada is mainly in control, and of course, though, loses despite the fact that he is in control most of the match, and Doug Williams gets the win in this match with the rolling Chaos Theory suplex, making Okada go 0-3 and still yet to make an appearance on Impact. Let me warn you that for the next few matches we have a sharp decline. Next match, October 8th, 2010 Explosion, a whole nearly 5 months between his last match. He now has a team with Kiyoshi and not Homicide, taking on Inc. again. The worst part of this video is that I have to watch Inc. The only memorable thing in this match is Okada botching and accidentally going over the top rope and missing the apron. Also, the lighting is very jarring. I have no idea why they decided to put the lights like this for Explosion, and Ink win after they pin Kiyoshi with a top rope twisting neckbreaker. Okada goes 0-4. Next match, the 24th November 2010 Explosion, one-on-one with Rob Terry. Oh my god, I cannot believe Okada has faced Rob Terry. What is this timeline? I don't know why or when TNA decided to use this lighting for Explosion, but I do not like it. Just keep it normal. These are two wrestlers who couldn't be farther apart from each other. There's no other two wrestlers more far apart than Okada and Rob Terry. So as a result, this match was very boring, not very good. Okada does actually manage to get more offense in than I thought he would, and this match goes near 6 minutes when I was kind of expecting Terry to just squash Okada, but of course Terry does win the match. He wins the match where Okada is portrayed as the heel and he's the face, which is completely backwards. And yeah, Terry got the win with a chokeslam. 0-5 for Okada. This is getting bad. Next up, we go to the December 17th Explosion. You thought I was going to say Impacts there. Nope, still on Explosion for Okada versus Stevie Richards. This match was just average once again. Kind of went the same way the Rob Terry match went, where Okada is in control most of the match, but Stevie Richards makes the comeback and gets the win. He got the win with a super kick, and Okada is now 0-6. We go to his final match of 2010. It's him and Kiyoshi against Ink again. I do not want to watch this, but luckily I didn't have to, as I couldn't find this match anywhere, so I don't have to talk about it. Thank God. On to 2011. So 2010 was not great for Okada in TNA, but it seemed 2011 would be a new start for Okada in TNA, as Okada would make his first appearance on Impact. Let's go! He turned face when he debuted in January 2011 with Samoa Joe, revealing that Okada was the one who was secretly filming and exposing D'Angelo Dinero. However, during this appearance, Okada had a new appearance. Yeah, his look resembled the character Kato from the Green Hornet, and Okada was officially renamed to Okato. 1 step forward and 2 steps back for TNA. Okada would make his first pay-per-view appearance though at Against All Odds, helping Joe to defeat Dinero, and then Okada would have his first Impact match. On the March 24th Impact, Okada and the Pope would go one-on-one. So let's explain how this match goes. Basically, the Pope beat the crap out of Okada and got himself disqualified. The match went 2 minutes. But wait, that means Okada won! He's 1-5! Let's go! So wow, this could be a new start for Okada. Sure, the gimmick ain't great, but the fact they've repackaged him means they have plans for him surely, and he's involved in an upper card feud. Okada is finally gonna start being used. Nope. This match would conclude Okada's involvement in the feud, and he would go back to Explosion. Back to square one. Well, actually, he would have one more match. It's the April 7, 2011 Impact, Generation Me and Robbie E taking on Brian Kendrick, Chris Sabin, and Sue. But wait, where's Okada in this match? Well, according to Cage Match, Okada was behind the Sue mask. I kind of don't believe it's him, but I thought it was worth mentioning because Kendrick, Sabin, and Sue win this match. So Okada is maybe 2-5? Who knows? Anyway, back to TNA Explosion, the flagship show, as Okada is taking on Doug Williams for the second time in his TNA career. His nameplate says Okada, but his Titantron and the announcer still call him Okada, and the commentary switch between calling him Okada and Okada. The company don't even know what to call him. That's how little they care about him. It was a fine match. Magnus on commentary, he was talking about how he slept with Kate Middleton's sister and sort of distracted from the match, but of course Doug Williams gets the win with a distraction from Magnus, making Okada 1-6 or 2 if you count the last match. I'm not counting it. And finally, Okato's final match. He is now officially back to being Okada, and he's going one-on-one with Alex Shelley in round 1 of the Championship Challenge Tournament. And oh yeah, of course, it's on Explosion. So this match made Okada look pretty terrible. For basically the entire match, Okada was in control, and only in like the final 2 minutes did Alex Shelley get any offense in, and then go on to win the match. It's annoying as well because Okada and Shelley both rule, and they could have had a banger of a match. Imagine this match happened today. It's a real shame that this is the only time that these two have faced off, and this would be Okada's final TNA match. Pretty ironic, don't you think, that his final match was a first round tournament match. Very symbolic to the fact that he ended his TNA career at square one. Okada would be removed from the TNA roster page a few months after, ending his career actually at 1-8, because I didn't count the Inc. match I didn't watch. He ended his TNA career at 1-8. And the match that he won by DQ after getting beaten up so hard. This was the final straw for New Japan, and after this they would end their working relationship with TNA. And supposedly 7 years later, in October 2017, 7 years after Okada left TNA, TNA representatives flew to Japan to try and revive their working relationship, and specifically apologized to them for Okada's treatment in TNA. That's how bad it was. It's 10 years later now that New Japan have finally forgiven them, and now they're working together alongside AEW in a very exciting time. But yes, that was the time that Okada was in TNA and got absolutely buried while he was there, going 1-8. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to smack that like button. I want to do more videos like these where I talk about really short runs in TNA. I did one for Val Venus, I've done one for Okada. Who do you want to see next? Let me know. For now though, signing off. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, my podcast, Patreon, etc. All links down below. Subscribe, notifications on, like the video, comment, all that jazz. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye and keep on rolling.